Coming up today on Studio 13 Live, we're live from Emerald Downs as we celebrate the city of Auburn and everything that makes it great.
Just the outpour of love and support.
Everybody knows and loves this iconic restaurant. We're telling you about the inspiring story about how Athens pizza and pasta rebuilt after a devastating fire.
Plus, we're sharing how you can learn about Auburn's deep-rooted history at the White River Valley Museum and Mireya Farm.
We're chatting with robotics, band, and sports medicine students from Auburn's 3 high schools, how they're preparing for the future by being involved now.
Plus,
and when they get out, it's just a fantastic way to transition and to keep your focus and your physical and mental outlet on something that's healthy.
We're giving you a look at Peak MMA and Fitness, a mixed martial arts gym that focuses on helping veterans with PTSD transition back to civilian life.
And Auburn has a lot of art around town. We're introducing you to some of the most unique pieces.
Studio 13 Live from Auburn starts right now.
I wanna see you smile, take you another mile. Don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait today. It's happening all around, like sunshine through the clouds. I'm gonna make your day.
Hello, welcome. We are live from Emerald Downs in Auburn, continuing the summer fun tour.
We're on the big screen back there as the horses start warming up here on the track, getting ready for tonight's races. It's pretty cool out here. It is a little bit wet, but that's okay. These horses are going to race rain or shine coming up here a little bit later on tonight. I get all dressed up. Got the cowboy boots on.
We have
a belt buckle.
to talk about the belt buckle.
The belt buckle's legit. Okay?
It's enormous.
This is, the bigger the belt buckle, you know.
Yeah.
It's, you know, I don't know what the end of that phrase is, but yeah, I got this when I was a kid, when in high school, and I went to the World Championships of the Quarter Horse World Show in Fort Worth, Texas, and for qualifying for that, I got a belt buckle. It has my name on it and everything.
Better than a trophy, I think. Absolutely. I love that you are also a cowboy. This has just really been fun to learn about you and fun to learn about Auburn.
Right. And we have a lot of, we're going to feature Auburn here all morning long. You saw here early on about all the fun things that we have for you. And I want to bring in photojournalist Michael Driver, who is going to give us a look at all this stuff.
Yes.
Hello.
You got to hang out in Auburn and see everything it has to offer.
I did. I just got to say that I really feel like I'm in my element right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if the accent gave it away, but as I say, I ain't from around here. I'm from Kentucky, so I grew up riding horses. I got to go to the Kentucky Derby a few times. So this is just, it's nice to have a place in the Pacific Northwest to go to.
I'm so jealous you got to go to the Kentucky Derby. How cool is that?
I mean, got to be on your bucket list of things to do, I would say. But this is just one of the awesome things about Auburn. And I know it's kind of the pathway to Mount Rainier, but if you just stop a little bit and just hang out, you're going to find yourself experiencing something fun and definitely unique.
Auburn is up and coming. It's very lively. It's beautiful. It has a lot of nice historical buildings. It's fun. It's a fun town.
We're really focusing a lot on downtown right now, trying to get fun things going on down here. Starting to do some like pub crawls and stuff, and I'm down here. Each space is a different small business, so I have around 30 small businesses in here. You know, people are wanting to support local, so it just helps support a lot of local people under the same roof. And then we also have the outlet collection, so if you're more into like the mall scene, there's a lot going on in Auburn.
In Auburn, what do I want to visit and see? Well, definitely P&W Coffee Company, 100%. The Muckleshoot is a fun place.
They run down to the 16th pole.
I've never been to Emerald Downs, but I do want to go. It looks fun. White River Amphitheater. It's a beautiful outdoor concert venue. I just went to a concert there just a couple of weeks ago, and it was a good time.
It's really relaxing.
There's a lot of local parks. There's a lot of places to walk around and just view the sights.
Attractions like this, especially.
The crow sculpture eating French fries, that is pretty unique and interesting. I love it. You see all different walks of life down here, which makes it fun and entertaining.
And it's just really nice to be around.
Definitely unique. It has a great character. It has all sorts of different sculptures, painting. They definitely cater to the arts, which is fantastic. Because we're artsy people here as well, so it's unique.
It's beautiful.
Wow.
And that, you know, the thing is, like, I just love places that have unique things. I think for me, like the crow and the French fries, like you never see that.
Cool.
As soon as you come into Auburn, it's like the first thing you see. It's like you can't not look at it. You want to stop and take a picture, and the library's right there, so you stop and get a picture, then you go in and get some books and enjoy your time.
You saw it on a beautiful day too. The view here of Mount Rainier is spectacular. You usually can see it right behind us. It's cloudy today,
It is there.
so we can't see it, but I mean, it is gorgeous on a summer day here.
Oh, I picked a good day to come out. It was awesome. People were happy, smiles on their face. It's a good day to be in Auburn.
Yeah, I love being able to showcase these communities, and thank you so much for giving us such a beautiful picture of what Auburn is.
Yeah.
But now, if you live in Auburn, and even if you don't, you can learn a lot about the town's deep-rooted history with a visit to the White River Valley Museum, okay? So the museum is actually a partnership between the White River Valley Historical Society and the city of Auburn. The goal they have is to preserve and share the story of the South King County area. And, you know, they have a whole lot of field trips that happen. That's a big part of their goal, and they have some 7,000 students every year between the museum and the Mary Olson farm.
I think it's so important to preserve local history. I think in this day and age we can get very caught up in big cities and what they're doing, but what impacts you and your life happens on a local level. And so we collect the history that happens right here. And so people are able to go to and find their grandparents here and find their community right here.
Amazing. So the museum, by the way, free to go to, and it is open Wednesday through Sunday from noon to 4. So an excellent way to get to know either your community or a community that is nearby where you live. And if you've been there before, that doesn't mean you can't go again, of course. 2 to 3 times a year, the museum has some rotating exhibits, so it's always fun to see something new. Go again. Right now, they have the cocktail party dressing the mid-century hostess. That's being featured as their exhibit. You're seeing some video of that right now. So very cool. And it's just really been a great response to it. This one actually extended until August 13th.
And the museum's sister site is the iconic Mary Olson farm. It is a 67-acre property with a farmhouse. It has a barn, lots of restored outbuildings as well, and a salmon-bearing stream that runs through the property. Now, its restored farm, it tells the story of the Olson family who moved there in the late 1890s. It's been set to look like 1902, and much like the museum, it also hosts a variety of groups.
My favorite field trip is our Sea to Stream Week that happens every year. And that's a partnership between the Environmental Science Center out of Seahurst and Native educators from the Muckleshoot Indian tribe. And we teach about stream ecology, salmon habitats, native food pathways, and traditional fishing. Love for the environment starts young, and there's nothing more Northwest than our salmon, and protecting them and their habitats is so important.
The farm is free to go to, but a $5 donation is recommended. The money goes straight back into the property for restoration and keeping it alive. Rachel says the farm tells an authentic story of what life would have been like back then. Well, you can't talk about Auburn without talking about Emerald Downs.
Absolutely. We're so excited to be here today. It has been so fun. And joining us now to chat more about this just beautiful raceway is Phil Ziegler, president of Emerald Downs. Hello, hello, and welcome.
Yeah, thanks for coming out this morning. Unfortunately, it's a little rainy, but
we can handle that.
It's been beautiful every day so far for the last month.
Oh, we're hoping that the rain ends by the races this evening. And
Yes.
It should.
Yes.
It should.
We start at 7 o'clock. We should be good.
So, Phil, tell us a little bit about the history of Emerald Downs. It has a nice, rich history over the past 30 years.
Yes, well, Longacres closed in 1992, and they were looking for a new location, and they came here to Auburn, and Ron Crockett and Jack Hodge and their partners built Emerald Downs, opened in 1996. So we've been at it since then, and the Muckleshoot tribe had bought the land in about 2004 and then took over operation of the track in 2015. And Mr. Crockett, who was the original founder and owner, we named the street after him outside the track, and he's still part of our operation and still comes in all the time and helps us out. So it's a great little family operation here and a lot of fun.
I really have been getting that sense of family, you know, even from talking with some of the trainers and the jockeys and all that, it definitely has that family vibe.
It is, and I think it's interesting for the folks that have worked here since day one. A lot of their kids are now working here,
yeah.
right?
Oh, wow.
And their kids are bringing their kids to the races, so we really see a lot of family connections at the track.
Now, it is a busy place here. Talk to me about the events that you host.
Yes, well, everybody thinks horse racing, and yes, it's a horse racing track, and you come for horse races, but we discovered there's a lot of time in between these races. Right? And people always say there's so much time in between races. So we found all these different ways to entertain people in between races. So we don't just race horses here. You know,
Right?
we have bulldog races this Sunday in between the horse races. That's a lot of fun.
That's happening this Sunday.
This Sunday,
Okay.
Oh,
the
great.
bulldog races. We've got about 90 bulldogs coming out here. French and
90?
English. Yeah. And it's all for the fun of it. These are people's pets. This is not like serious racing. You can't bet on it,
I don't,
right?
I don't think you could seriously raise a bulldog, if I'm honest with you.
Some people practice in the parks and do all
Sure,
that. And then in July, we have the corgis, and
Okay.
that's our biggest
Very
event.
cute.
People love the corgis.
Yep.
And then we have wiener dog races. They've been doing that here for years. And then we have a race for babies, the diaper derby.
Diaper derby.
Yes, in July.
Are they crawling out there?
Yeah, the whole mile. No.
It takes a while.
We have a little mat for them, and they crawl. And if they stand up, they're disqualified. So they have to crawl.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Okay.
And then, of course, we have our T-Rex race, which went
Yes,
viral a
that-
couple years ago.
Very
Just look
funny.
it up online
Yes.
on Facebook. It's all over the place.
Yes.
People dress up as T-Rexes and they race. And apparently there's people that fly in from other states to do this. I don't know why, but
Wow.
they do it, and they come dressed as T-Rexes.
Good.
And then for the first time this year, well, we have a kids race. We just had a kids race this last week.
Yeah.
About 200 kids running down the track. And this year we're going to have a grandparents race.
A grandparents race.
So if you're a grandparent, we're going to let you race.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
Ooh, take care of your knees, folks. Okay, take care of those knees.
It'll be a very short race.
Oh,
but there are a
my
lot of very
goodness.
fit grandparents, so we think it's going to be fun.
absolutely.
I think, yeah. I mean, there's some grandparents that are in their late 40s or early 50s.
Sure.
Oh,
I mean,
are there age restrictions?
No, you're
Just
a grandparent.
gotta be a grandparent.
That's it. That's
well,
it.
we have had so much fun chatting with you today. Thank you so much. I cannot wait for Grandparents Race. And coming up next, we are chatting about Muckleshoot Casino. We're going to get the scoop on the beautiful hotel on land. We'll be right back. Hey there, we are continuing our summer fun tour, Studio 13 Live in Auburn. And you know what? You cannot come to Auburn without coming to the Muckleshoot Casino. Actually, currently a massive project underway. And, you know, I want to welcome Donnie here. And Donnie, you are actually the Tribal Council Vice Chairman for the Muckleshoot Indian Tribe. Talk to me about this massive project.
Yeah. First of all, Wiats, Hot Siayus, Donnie Stevenson Teetsta, Muckleshoot Abched. So in our language, that means welcome. Good morning. My name is Donnie Stevenson, and I'm Muckleshoot. We're incredibly excited about the resort that the casino has been around for 28 years now, and this is the culmination of that property. We're realizing the potential and maximizing exactly that for the building, and we just couldn't be more happy or excited to be able to reach that stage of the development for the property.
Now we are seeing some video of the property. It looks beautiful. What is the end goal for the vibe? What is it going to look like?
So you're talking 18 stories, 198 feet and 8 inches. So it will be the largest structure between the cities of Seattle and Tacoma. 405 guest rooms that range in size from about 430 feet for the smallest up through 2,200 feet as the largest, right? Yeah, you're talking a small house.
Yes, absolutely.
And ultimately what we're looking to provide is the premier resort experience for gaming guests and patrons in the region. So really making the Muckleshoot Casino, which has always been regarded as the biggest and best, the destination resort casino in the Pacific Northwest.
That is so wonderful. So talk to me about when it'll be open, when people can expect to enjoy the facility.
Yeah, so fall of this year, we're getting very close. If you sort of look at the property now, by all sort of accounts, aesthetically, it looks ready to go. Yeah. Fine details that we're finishing up. So you're ultimately talking about December of this year, with the plan to be able to host a grand opening, so to speak, by the new year. So incredibly close and incredibly exciting.
And it looks glorious, too. I also love that you shared some words with your community. I think that was incredibly beautiful. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely. A huge part of who we are and our culture and tradition is at the root of everything we do. And so doing that is vitally important, and I thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, thank you for being here with us today. Now, I'm having a good time talking to you, but my buddy Brian has a table full of food over there, Brian.
I do, and this is, of course, my favorite part is the food, right? And this is Rocio, and Rocio is the executive chef here at Emerald Downs. And, we asked you to kind of maybe plate a few things for us, and then you brought all this amazing stuff. Thank you so much.
No, you're welcome. It's a pleasure.
Tell us a little bit about what's special about the kitchen here at Emerald Downs and kind of the food that you guys prepare.
Okay, Emerald Downs working in banquets, catering events, high production food. And we're working too for the customer coming for the racetrack when dining box food too. The traditional fish and chips, chicken tenders, hamburgers, sliders, any kind of sandwich and salads.
If you just come, to come to watch, you can order something like this. And I mean, I've heard the sliders are really good, aren't they?
Tell
us a little bit about the sliders.
Yep, it's the number one.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Tell us about them. What's in them?
It's a smoked roast beef, cheddar cheese, and caramelized onion. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And a little bit later than.
It's so
good. It's the best seller. Yep. Yep.
I can see why. Sorry. You also cater events. So tell us a little bit about the food that you prepare for those.
Okay, we're working on different kinds of proteins, salmons, chicken, beef. The most important for us is working on the presentation and quality. And we working everything by scratch, making at home all the marinators and sauce.
So you're not microwaving stuff here.
No.
You're making it from scratch,
yes.
Right?
So everything from scratch, all the food.
And do you do a lot of big events here as well?
Yes,
Yeah.
we're working in a high production, sometimes working in 1,050 people on one day. Yeah.
Really?
It's a challenge for me and my team.
Do you have a big kitchen here to be able to handle all that?
Yes, really big kitchen. Yep, yep, and a good team.
Oh, that is so good. We talked about during the break. I was like, "What is your favorite thing?" So, what is it?
The sweet. Always the sweet for me.
What do we have going on here?
This is the lemon tres leches cake.
Oh.
Yeah, you need to try. And
okay, should I try?
Yep.
I probably should here. Oh yeah, I'll use a new fork. What is on this? What do we have going on?
It's it's a vanilla cake with 3 different kinds: the milk, sweet, evaporated, condensed, and it's the lemon buttercream.
That is so good. And I mean, if you're going to make something for everybody else, you might as well like it too, right?
Yeah.
How often do you get to have a slice of that?
So fast.
Thank you so much, Rocio.
Maybe 3 bites on the sliders and 2 bites in the cake.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, no.
3 bites
Yeah.
here, 2 bites there,
Yep.
back 3 bites here, 2
And
bites
ready
there.
for the next.
Well, this is amazing food. Thank you so much,
No,
Lucia.
thank you so much for coming.
Rocio,
Yes.
thank you so much. And coming up here next on Studio 13 Live, I did an interview with one of the jockeys here. Really fascinating. He's riding in 21 races here this coming weekend. Stick around. We'll have that interview for you right after the break.
I wanna see you smile, take you another mile. Don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait today. It's happening all around, like sunshine through the clouds. I'm gonna
Welcome back to Studio 13 Live. We've got a special treat for you here. One of the jockeys who's going to be racing in how many races this weekend? 21?
21, yes.
21 races. This is Kevin Radke, and you're one of the top jockeys, I hear, that will be racing this weekend, and one of the top jockeys here at Emerald Downs.
Yes, I'm second actually at the time, but yes, I've been doing very well. I got off to a good start. Thank you.
All right, so you're going to be doing a ton of races this weekend. How do you prepare yourself for all these races and all these different horses?
Well, we do that during the week when we usually get on the horses in the morning and check them out and see, how they go. And sometimes you get on the ones that you ride. So, and some you don't get to prepare at all. So I guess the only preparation is making sure you make weight.
Yeah, for you, how do you prepare yourself?
Well, I get a lot of rest. I work every day, and then I make sure I get my rest and take my vitamins and read the form.
Because you guys are absolutely athletes along with these horses for sure. As you go through the weekend here, and I'm sure you have better feeling about some horses than others. But for you, is it exciting to get out there in front of the big crowd every weekend?
That's my favorite part, especially if you're like head and head and it's a close race, and winning in front of the crowd with that noise is what it's about. It's one of the best parts about this job. It's winning.
For you, how did you get involved with all this?
Well, I graduated high school in '90 with one of our top wrestlers on the team. His father was a veterinarian, and so he kind of talked me into getting into this Ron Genovese back in, I was like 95 when I started.
And then it just kind of evolved over the years. Have you always been racing up here in Washington, or have you been in other places as well?
No, I rode in Ohio and West Virginia and Pennsylvania and California and here. And actually a couple times in Iowa, but for the most part it was California and Washington is where I've been based.
Okay, so you talked a little bit about the weight. You have to keep weight. So what weight do you have to be? And for most jockeys, they have to be a certain height as well, right?
Well, the height really isn't the concern, but most of us try to keep our weights like around 117 pounds, 118 pounds that's about where you need to be.
Because the horse goes faster, the lighter the person is.
Well,
right?
the way the racing secretary weights them, you always got to add 3 pounds for your tack, so, your saddle and your boots and stuff. So you just got to make sure that you're, it's better. It doesn't look good if you're overweight all the time.
Yeah, and for you, what is the toughest part of the job? For those who maybe don't know much about horse racing, what's the hardest part of the job?
Losing.
That's good, of course.
Losing is hard.
Of course. Well, good luck this weekend. I know you got a ton of racing. When can people see you?
Well, we run tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday. Today's my wife's birthday. I want to say happy birthday to my wife.
You gotta say hi to your wife, absolutely.
Jamie Radke. Jamie, my wife, happy birthday.
Happy 29th, right? Again? Thank you so much. Good luck here this weekend. And hey, coming up here on Studio 13 Live, we have a wonderful story about a local pizza joint here in Auburn that was that the community helped rebuild after a devastating fire. You're going to want to stick around for that.
I wanna see you smile, take you another mile. Don't gotta wait.
Look at that. We have horses getting ready for tonight's race at Emerald Downs in beautiful Auburn.
It all starts here at 7 o'clock this evening. This is the first Friday that they're starting the races on Friday of the season. And it's going to be a decent night. I think we're going to be looking at much drier conditions by the time we get into the evening tonight. So if you're coming out, it is looking good. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Brian McMillan.
And I'm Mireya Garcia. And we've just been having so much fun seeing everything that Auburn has to offer. Wonderful community, some interesting art, and of course, Emerald Downs.
Exactly, yeah. And I mean, there's so much that this city in particular has to offer. And if you've been here, you have probably known about or at least been to Athens Pizza.
Yes, and we are going to tell you the incredible story about this family business and the way a community came together to help them out.
Yeah, it opened in 1980. It's known for being one of those welcoming, friendly places in town. And in December 2020, right there, just after the pandemic started, a fire forced the restaurant to close after destroying most of the building. You know, even though it took 16 months to reopen, there was never a question about if they would be rebuilt, but when.
Right after the fire department left and we were all just sitting here kind of staring at each other, this burnt building, we're like, okay, you know, our insurance agent was with us like that day, and we're like, what do we need to do to open the doors as soon as possible, even if it's just takeout.
And, you know, exactly that is what they did. Athens was able to use the Auburn Community Center's kitchen, which was already closed because of COVID, to put takeout orders together each weekend. They actually met big lines, and many of their supporter customers just really wanted to be there for them. Throughout every step of the way, the owners say the community stood by their side, did not back down.
Just the outpour of love and support from simple coming by. People were offering to put their gloves on to help us demo the inside. People were offering their tools, hugs, handshakes, and they did it the whole 16 months. Every week they would show up and support us.
That is just so amazing. And, you know, despite going through all of that hardship, Athens still putting on the annual Thanksgiving feed during their fire rebuild and the pandemic. And while it looked different than it did before, the owners say they didn't want to let that burnt building define them. Since then, they still want to be there for their community, and the family really wanted to express how thankful they are to Auburn for its unwavering support.
We expected, you know, to be busy, but nothing like this. I mean, it was over. We had customers come for 2 weeks straight and stuff, and they go, we just don't want you to go anywhere.
It's actually kind of unbelievable. Me and my dad talked about it, and we always said, like, if we weren't in Auburn, we don't think we would have been able to come back.
Yeah, I mean, today the family says their business is doing better than ever.
Wow.
It's a staple that lives on, all thanks to the Auburn community and other local businesses who stepped up to help along the way. And, you know, you got to think that it wouldn't just be any business or any place that something like this would happen, right? It's the people who operate the business, their ties to the community, and then just the community rallying around them is spectacular. I love stories like this. People obviously loved the food and wanted it to stay open. When you find your favorite restaurant, you want it to be around forever, right?
Yeah, it's a place where your family congregates, where you go with your friends, where you build memories. So I think it would just be so devastating to see that fall to a fire. But yeah, it really is a testament to Auburn's community spirit and being able to make sure they can help the fellow community members, but keep their own memories alive as well.
I love that story. I got to get there now.
I
got to try it out.
Absolutely. The place to come, you know, even if you don't live here and you want to visit, the place to go to eat, have a little snack there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, you know, there are many fantastic businesses in Auburn, and there's a professional MMA fighters that are a husband and wife duo, and they actually, Mike, Cassandra Chupa, they have their own mixed martial arts gym here in Auburn.
Our segment producer, Rio Barber, is giving us a look at some of their mixed martial arts classes.
Peak MMA and Fitness is a veteran-owned gym out here in Auburn that teaches everything mixed martial arts, including wrestling, kickboxing, and even some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm gonna learn a few moves myself with the owners Mike and Cassandra Chupa and hear how they're helping people from all walks of life with their classes. Let's take a look.
I don't think you truly know yourself until you're pushed past your limits. I've been a fan since I was a kid. I got involved into Taekwondo when I was 5 years old, and I literally never missed a year of training. In 2002, after I graduated high school, I joined the military, the Army, sent to Fort Bliss, Texas, and ended up deploying twice down there. And that's really where I started my pro mixed martial arts career. We were really thinking about our next step and where we wanted to go, if we wanted to stay in Texas. And my family's originally from here. I grew up here. So we decided to move back and open our spot and just give it a chance, and it's worked out so far. It's been great. We have kickboxing for youths, adults, kids, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu classes, mixed martial arts classes, no-gi classes. We do functional fitness classes. We have everything that encapsulates mixed martial arts. What we do is we break our schedule down by discipline.
Push, score.
But we have it for all the way from 5 years old, all the way up until your body can take it. Broken arm. As a veteran myself, I know how important it is to have an outlet. Know these guys have seen things that they can't unsee. And when you have an outlet as a veteran, it recenters your focus, especially with all of the returning soldiers coming back from combat and their PTSD issues. Sitting idly around at home after you get out of the military is one of the worst things you can do. And when they get out, it's just a fantastic way to transition and to keep your focus and your physical and mental outlet on something that's healthy. That's probably the best aspect of this all. I've had people that are still with us since we've been open. It's a family environment, it really is, which mimics the military a lot. Essentially, us as veterans build so tight, bonds together like that. And with this sport being so hard and so challenging, when you're hurt, when your knee's tweaked, or anything like that, just pushing through and doing it for your teammates it gives them the same feeling. I look back on my own career and it was the best times of my life. But I think I actually get more joy now out of teaching and coaching and seeing the selflessness of being a coach as opposed to a fighter. So I get joy now out of coaching all the way from my little 5-year-old kids at competitions, seeing their faces, all the way to my professional fighters, seeing the joy of them winning. And that's what really brings me joy now.
You got the cage set up.
There's only one way out, though.
Now, Mike, listen, I hear you have a fight team, and they would typically be in this. I am a beginner. I don't know what it takes. Tell me about the team and what they have to do to make it in.
Well, the first thing is dedication. This sport is violent if you're competing, and you need to be well prepared, well trained. You need to live a disciplined life and really focus your time and your energy specifically to this sport, because the outcome is injury, right? Not just losing a game.
I mean, I got a paper cut the other day, and I'm kind of winging you with pain.
Oh, wait a minute. Paper cuts hurt worse than anything, so.
Okay, all right. Well, you know what? Let's learn something. What do we got?
Okay, someone comes at you and they're moving in here.
Uh-huh.
And I want you to take this hand right here, put it on the back of my neck.
Okay.
Okay, what you're gonna do is you're gonna give me a hard snap, and you're gonna pull this right into your armpit.
Oh.
And this one goes right up underneath my throat.
Oh, I see. So I'm kind of pushing your whole head
Yeah, there you
under
go.
my
So
armpit.
you got me in what looks
Okay,
like
so
an
let's
old
get 'em.
school headlock, but we're not done yet.
Okay.
Okay, so look, you see your other hand right here?
Yes.
You're gonna grab your own wrist real
Okay.
tight right here. Okay, don't hurt me. Start pulling
I don't wanna
up,
hurt.
leaning, standing really tall, lifting up your arms in my throat, squeeze your arms, keep going, a little more, a little more, a little more, a little more. There it is, good.
Okay. So the main thing is you gotta slip them in there.
Gotta slip them in quick. Once it's under the neck, it's set.
I mean, if it's been a few days since you showered, I'm sure that alone will get them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, let's try it.
Okay.
Quick one. Okay, coming up. Oh, no. Get down. Oh, God. And hold on. And pull up. Did I do it?
There you go.
Did I do it?
That's it.
Okay.
You got it.
Man, all right. Now I'm not afraid
Gotta
to
get
watch
you
my
a
car.
fight.
Yeah,
there you go.
All right, what other things you got?
So you wanna learn a takedown?
Yeah, I want to learn how to take down.
Okay. So I'm gonna kind of bend down and change my levels.
Okay. Bend down.
Uh-huh. Now
Okay.
watch, you're gonna drop yourself all the way to your front knee, just like this. Watch me. Boom.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Yep. Just like that. Nice. From right here, watch. You're gonna take from this point, arms go right across my legs, just like this. Now watch, when you're ready, you're gonna stay stable on this knee.
Yep.
This is your pushing leg.
Okay, this is
You're gonna kind of lift me up, and you're
Lift
gonna
up.
sweep your hands right here.
Wow.
Got it. There you go.
Okay, man, I feel like a real MMA fighter.
You're ready.
I'm learning from the best here. Thank you so much, Mike.
Thank you.
Make sure to check out Peak MMA and Fitness out here in Auburn. For now, I'm gonna go get some water. That was a workout.
I'll do the tease, you do the.
Yeah.
I love that.
I am obsessed. I did not know Rio, who's back in the building, was such a baddie. But
I know.
You go, girl. You did take him down.
Don't mess with Rio.
Yeah, we can't mess with Rio. That was so fun. Would you go into an octagon?
No.
I would walk around it in a way.
No.
There's only one way out. I don't want to know about that.
Right. And I especially would not fight Rio now.
But you know what I do love? I do love that there is something in this community that is giving people and even veterans who are suffering from PTSD a way to just overcome that and push through. I love that.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Coming up next here on Studio 13 Live, we're going to feature some of the local high schools. There's three great high schools here in the Auburn area who have some amazing programs. Stick around for that. That's coming up next.
I wanna see you smile, take you another mile. Don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait today. It's happening all around, like sunshine through the clouds. I'm gonna make your day.
We are live here on Studio 13 Live in beautiful Auburn, Washington at Emerald Downs this morning. So green, so lush, trails everywhere. We're having fun.
Awesome Auburn is what I like to say now.
Is that your new thing?
That's my new thing. I think it's really great.
It's a part of our summer road trip series, of course. This is our second city. We were in Gig Harbor last go-round. Today, we're here in Auburn.
Yes, we are here in Auburn. And you know, I think that one of the things that I really love about communities is the love that they give their students.
Yes.
Okay? It's really just amazing. And we actually had the opportunity to get some amazing stories about the high schools here in Auburn. To start off, we want to take you to Auburn Riverside High School and talk about their amazing band program. So wait, one moment for the kids to cheer. Okay, now let's talk about the band program. So the school's band director of 18 years, it says that there are just so many opportunities for students at any level to join, learn, and grow. And outside of their musical skills, students learn how to communicate and lead, absolutely, preparing them for whatever career path that they choose. And the band director, Megan's just so proud of this senior class for never giving up and never, even after spending a year and a half, online.
The fact that they stuck with it and they're here and there's a lot of them still and they love it and they just like it was an important part of their lives to stay with it and to inspire the younger students coming up. It's just so special. This senior class is so special to me.
There's always like those band kid like stereotypes, but like so there's some truth to it, but also like we really are just like we just have a lot of fun and it's we're just able to express ourselves very well and understand each other. So we're, I would say, like very fun, silly, like outgoing.
Oh, that is so wonderful. And you know, the students say their band director has created a safe space for them to express themselves, which is really what every kid wants. And this new year there's an after-school mariachi club, which is just so cool. Wow. During a multicultural night at Riverside, a professional mariachi band was even pulled up to play for the students and show them what the pros sound like. I love a good mariachi band. That is great. And you know, Brian and I both band kids.
Band kids. Yes, I played the tenor sax. I was actually the drum major in my high school marching band at Mount Terrace High School.
I'm very impressed because I played the alto sax so badly that I joined color guard and was a flag girl instead. But I was good at that. I was a co-captain.
So they were like, let's take this out of your hand and let's put this in instead.
You look like you can throw stuff in the air, and it could. I would say I was introspective enough as a kid to be like, you're not the best at this. Let's move on.
It takes a lot of practice to be good.
But I do agree that band can teach you so many things that you can take into your life. So I love to see a healthy band program in high school.
And especially during the pandemic there, where a lot of students were online. Imagine playing a band online through Zoom or something like that. It would be really difficult.
Very difficult.
All right. Next up here, we're going to be talking about sports medicine program at Auburn Mountain View High School. So let's take a look at that here. In this class, students get extensive training and hands-on medical experience with athletes. This is amazing, like with medical athletic trainers supervising. Their class is a great pathway into the medical field, requires a lot of outside education. All students are CPR and AED trained, which we also know is so important.
Yes. Honestly, it's very reassuring because, like, if someone were to collapse, you know, I wouldn't panic. I know what to do.
Knowing how to manage my time really well comes handy with like my other classes here, but then like staying calm under pressure in the classroom with all my work really transfers well into like the field and caring for athletes.
The students test their skills in state and national competitions. Mountain View has some of the top sports medicine students in the country.
And you know, we also can't forget about Auburn High School. They have a fantastic robotics program, which I think is just so cool. So Tread Team 3219 has been around since 2009, and it constantly has members and their families lending a helping hand outside of the school day. So this year alone, the team has spent about 600 hours planning and participating in community events. How cool is that? So robotics advisor Chris Solisak says that in robotics, it's really just the hardest fun that you can ever have.
In First Robotics, we have 6 weeks to design and build a 5-foot-tall, 120-pound robot from absolutely nothing to fully functioning. It's probably the best thing that I've ever been involved in. I think it provides a great chance for people to realize their future.
We've had a lot to work through together, and I think it's only brought us closer with our robot falling apart literally at the competition, and also just trying to build the robot in 6 weeks with the working back from COVID, trying to get the entire team up and running again with nobody having any like knowledge on how to do things or having a lot of materials to work with. If you don't need a table.
Yeah, future engineers right here. The team is very involved in the community. They participate in outreach events like the Auburn Clean Sweep and Auburn Kids Day. The team's next competition is in October at Tahoma High School for their off-season girls' generation event. So many cool programs.
Very cool.
This sort of thing makes you want to go to school, you know?
I know.
Like being a part of those programs. So very, very cool stuff.
Absolutely. Hey, we are having a blast here. And coming up, we're going to check out some of the more unique art about town. Stay with us.
I wanna see.
Hi, whoa.
We're having fun.
We are having a good time.
It's no secret that there is a lot of unique art here in Auburn.
Yes.
And we saw some of that a little bit earlier with Michael Driver's
We did.
story. Yes. And he had the crow with fries.
He did, which I loved. I thought it was very cool. But, you know, that's not the only eye-catching piece of art in Auburn. In fact, we want to show you this ostrich. Okay, take a look at this. She's shiny. She's pretty. She's calling your attention. She's made of forks and a couple of other kitchen utensils you see there. It's formed from hundreds of recycled spoons, forks. We saw some, I don't know, tongs. I was going to say clippers, but that's not it. You know, this was created by a local artist collective group and made on site at Green River College. The piece actually won a People's Choice Award, so the city of Auburn bought it, which is why it now lives permanently downtown. So cool. And this wouldn't be possible without a city that truly supports artwork.
Art in Auburn is so unique because the city's been supporting and growing its arts program for over 30 years. Something people may not know is that the city of Auburn is about to open a brand new art center building in a historic 1937 post office. Just a block from here, we will be opening a beautiful new art center with a huge increase in our arts programming, and we're hoping that it will create a gathering place and hub of creativity for the community to enjoy very soon.
All right, so having such a love for art herself, we had to ask Allison here what her favorite piece of art was, and get ready to see how cute this is, Brian.
So, as an arts appreciator, but more recently a mother of 2 young children, my artistic admiration has shifted from international or regionally famous artists to that of the creative expression and unbridled creativity of my toddler. So this is a work of art, a family portrait created by my daughter Leona, and it is my current favorite masterpiece.
How great is that?
So
I love
cute.
that. Allison says artistic expression is so important when growing up. It brings her so much joy to see her daughter's creativity flourish and help her grow as a young person.
Beautiful.
We save so many of our kids
Yes,
drawings
absolutely.
and try and preserve them in the best way possible. That's so cool.
I display them like they're real art because they are to me and they are to my son.
Yeah,
so, you know.
absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure.
Haven't you had so much fun here today?
I have. I haven't been to Emerald Downs in
Mhm.
about 15 years, and getting to drive through Auburn to come in here.
Yes.
I mean, this is so much fun being here and being around the horses and all of that stuff. So this has
Yeah.
been a thrill for me.
And I want to thank you for hanging out with me today. Brian McMillan, meteorologist and cowboy, you have a history with horses.
Right, yeah. I used to show quarter horses, and I did it at a pretty high level, and there I am.
There you are.
That's me at the World Championships in Fort Worth, Texas, there when I was probably 17 or 18
And
there in that
is
picture.
this where you won the buckle?
I got, by qualifying for the World Championships, I got this buckle. I did not win the world, but I got like 12th
You won
place.
the world to me.
I got 12th place. So it was pretty good.
Wonderful.
Felt pretty good.
And
Do we have a picture of you?
We didn't find the picture of me.
Oh, dang
Imagine
it.
that. But I will tell you, there was a silly picture of me wearing a helmet riding a horse, not looking as cool as Brian. I lobbied for this to be on the whole show.
Yeah,
But
well,
it's making its appearance
There you
now.
go. There is
Our
my cowboy
favorite-
hat. Now
favorite cowboy.
Now I feel like I'm ready for the races tonight.
Oh, this is amazing. I love it. You look good. Look at that monitor. Look at that. Cowboy Brian McMillan. Very good.
I still got it.
Thanks so much for joining us today.
Have a great one. And hey, we're going to be in Bellingham next week.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah.
I wanna see you smile, take you another mile. Don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait today. It's happening all around, like sunshine through the clouds. I'm gonna make